guys, welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new to See Mindy Mom, I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite kitchen gadgets and tools that might make great gifts for somebody in your life, and also some that I'm personally hoping that I'm getting this year, some gift ideas that are on my own personal wish list. So stay tuned. Christmas is coming, you guys. The holidays are basically here. Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat. Please do put a penny in the old man's hat. If you get that reference, you're at least as old as I am. And I know it can be daunting sometimes to think about gifts that are meaningful, gifts that are intentional, gifts that are practical, something that somebody wants and will use, kind of getting the right mixture of all of those things together. So I thought I would just throw out a few ideas of things that I use all the time in my kitchen that I think would make great gifts for maybe somebody in your life, and also a few items that are like on my own personal wish list. So I hope that Santa Claus is watching and listening right now, because there are some things that I would really like to have. Per the usual, if I have links for these items, I will make sure that they are in the description box. I should be able to track down most of these items on Amazon, and if I can't, at least I can give you an idea. Also, if you are thinking to yourself, some of these are just so practical, they're not very fun, somebody's not gonna be excited about opening up new cookie sheets. Well, I'm gonna give you some ideas for how you might add a little happy or a little personal pizzazz to the gift so that somebody is really excited about what they are getting and how they're gonna use it in their kitchen. First off, and this will come as no surprise to anybody who watches my channel consistently, does this special person you are purchasing for in your life have a slow cooker? You guys know that I love my slow cookers or my crock pots. Yes, I have multiple crock pots, and one of the great things about it as a gift idea, it makes a great gift if it's somebody who's just starting out in their own kitchen. It's a great gift for somebody who doesn't have a lot of time to cook, or maybe doesn't even like to cook very much, but still wants to be able to save money and eat a certain way and make meals in their own kitchen. But also crock pots or slow cookers, whatever you want to call them, are available in lots of different stores. You can order them online. They have them at Walmart. They have them at Target. I see them in stores like Home Goods all the time. Plus, they come in multiple sizes, from large to medium to itty bitty. I even have one that is a casserole crock pot, so it's in the shape of a casserole dish. And they're at lots of different price points. I actually recently just invested in this Instant Pot Aura crock pot. It was on steep discount on Amazon at the time that I purchased it, but I will leave it and a few of my other favorites linked in the description box below. I will also say that one of my favorite crock pots that I've ever owned was a Hamilton Beach, which is a very affordable brand. So I feel like they run the whole spectrum as far as price points are concerned. Some of my favorite items that are actually linked in the description box of every video as a default are my weekly meal planner. This actually came to me from Life in Apples, and I do use this from time to time. I used to have a Carriel meal planner. I really like those as well. This is a little bit more affordable option. I love that it has a perforated grocery list, and it has a place where I can jot down the days of the week and the meals that I want to make, but also has a little prep portion too, so I can jot down notes like if I need to make muffins for something or I want to chop vegetables for something. I also love my little meat chopper. I talk about this all the time. I use it in tons of my cooking videos, and somebody mentioned that they were seeing these in the Dollar Tree. This makes a great little add-on. Like, you could just stick this on top of a package and tie a little bow around it and just give it as a little happy. And of course, my silicone popcorn popper. You could even complete this gift by getting somebody a bag of popcorn kernels and some popcorn seasoning, and maybe a nice big popcorn bowl they can pour the popcorn into after it's popped. Really great gift. I've given this as a gift idea several times. For the coffee lover in your life, do they have a milk frother? You guys have been seeing this in my videos lately. It comes out a lot of times in the winter. It's just a little bitty one. It's pretty inconspicuous on my counter, but it's also small enough for me to stick up in the cabinet because I like to keep my counters pretty tidy. And if you wanted to add a little something extra special to that, you could maybe get them some coffee flavoring syrups or your favorite coffee or coffee pods to go along with that. Plus maybe one of these really awesome Yeti mugs. You see these a lot in my videos. I have two of them. This one's actually personalized, but I have a plain one as well. And last time I checked, I could still get these on Amazon. So if I can find them, I will leave them linked in the description box below. I love these. They keep my coffee warm for a much longer time than just a standard coffee cup. And I'm not constantly running back to the microwave to warm it up because let's face it, mom life, it usually takes me a little while to be able to finish a cup of coffee. And speaking of beverages, One of the things that I usually get my husband for Christmas and for Father's Day is a nice bottle of whiskey or bourbon because he likes to sip on that occasionally. And if you have a cocktail lover or an amateur mixologist in your life, do they have a shaker set like this one? I think I picked this one up at maybe Ross or Marshall's or Home Goods or someplace like that, but you can also find these in all different styles on Amazon. And something that we have really enjoyed having and that is super easy to create restaurant style cocktails is one of these giant silicone ice cube trays. You see the ice cubes are really, really big, just like the kind that you would get in a restaurant cocktail. But I think I maybe paid less than $15 for this on Amazon or maybe even at Walmart. I see these all the time, and you just fill it with water and pop it in your freezer, and it makes those big giant ice cubes like the ones you would see in really fancy cocktails. I did a video a while back where I made a coffee drink, and I got lots and lots of questions about these lids that are compatible with the different sizes of mason jars. So this is the big one right here. And then this is the small one, and unfortunately I only have this tiny little jelly jar that has the small mouth on it because I've used all my jars and need to pick up some more because I'll do some Christmas gifts with those. But they just go on like that, and then there's a place for a straw or there's a place to just sip out of them. And if you're thinking, Mindy, lids do not a gift make. What about also getting them a couple of jars to go along with it, and maybe some of their favorite coffee concentrate or some of their favorite tea, something that they would like to drink out of this, some really great reusable straws. I just think these are really cute and practical and not something that we think of picking up for ourselves, you know? I get a lot of questions about my Dutch oven, which you see behind me and which I use almost every single day and in quite a few of my videos. That was actually a hand-me-down from my sister who had that 7-quart Dutch oven and was not using it, so she passed it along to me. And I'm so glad that she did, because it would be a shame for something like that to be sitting in the back of the cabinet. Those can be pretty pricey. They're a pretty big investment, especially some of the name brand ones like the one that I have is a Le Creuset. But if you are looking to make an investment in a good quality piece of cookware that's gonna last a while and that is very versatile, a Dutch oven is definitely the way to go. And might I recommend that if you are getting somebody a Dutch oven, you pick up some of these silicone utensils. This is a whisk and this is like some tongs, and maybe some wooden spoons to go along with it, because you are not supposed to use metal utensils whenever you cook with that because it can damage the enamel on the inside. I recently just purchased this little set from Amazon, so I'll leave it linked in the description box below. What about some really great lunch packing items? Last year, I actually purchased a really cool lunch bag, like a larger lunch bag that was maybe even a little bit more manly or masculine for my husband, because he kept taking his lunch in Walmart sacks. So I'll leave the one that I got him linked in the description box below, or one like it if I can find it. But what about to go along with it, some containers, some reusable containers. These are some of my favorites. I've used these over and over again, and I've even mentioned them in videos before. These little silicone cups also come in handy, especially when you're using containers like this, if you want to separate something like salad dressing from the rest of the items. And I'm really excited about this gift. This is actually something that my daughter, Ollie, she wants to make an appearance. This is actually something that my daughter is getting for Christmas. I have taken it out and looked at it. We're gonna look at it again. It is a much bigger thermos than the one that she has. She just has like the little kid size thermos. She's 12, she's a growing girl, she is an athlete, and she practices swim 4 times a week for 90 minutes plus meets on the weekend. So like, she needs a really good lunch, and she takes her lunch most days, and she likes to take hot things. She likes a hot lunch. She likes leftovers. She does like sandwiches too, but she really loves to pack her thermos. So I got her this big one with stackable cups like this. So you can take not just one thing, but you can take 1, 2, 3. And this one, the top one, even has a little compartment like that, so you could put something else in there and then something else underneath it. I've actually already taken this out and played around with it. I put water in the middle of it, and I like shook it around over my sink and kind of let it lay flat so I could see if it was gonna leak, and it did not. And another great thing about this is that it came with this little carrying case like this. It has a strap that attaches to it, so it can become its own lunchbox. You can pack cold things in here as well. Plus it came with this in these little pockets, and this is going to be little utensils that go along with it as well. So I know that she is going to love this. It's going to upgrade her lunches. She's going to be able to pack more and also include like her swim snacks, her pre-practice snacks in this as well. It's got a lot of utility, so I'm very excited to gift this to her, and we'll probably also put along with it some of her favorite little snacks that she likes to pack. So if you are interested, I will leave this one linked in the description box below. If someone really wants to utilize their kitchen more and do more cooking and kind of go down that path of creating more homemade meals for their family, eventually you're gonna need really good utensils, cookware. Say hi. If somebody wants to go down the road of doing more cooking and experimenting more in the kitchen, eventually you're gonna need good cookware and utensils, especially good quality knives. I will leave my favorite one linked in the description box below. It's from Misen. And I also really love this little chopper tool. I profusely dislike getting my food processor out. It's big, it's bulky, it's hard to clean. You gotta plug it in, you gotta find somewhere on your counter that you're not already using that's near an outlet so you can get the power that you need for it. I love this little bitty one because it's basically just a pull. You just pull on this little thing, you put the onions or the garlic or whatever you're chopping up in this little container right here. And then you just put the lid on like so, and you pull this little string. I mean, you set it on the counter to do that, and it chops everything up for you. It's like the perfect size to chop that one onion and that few cloves of garlic that you need for that recipe. So I'll leave that linked in the description box as well. It's a really nifty little utensil. Do you have any bakers in your household? Do you have anybody who just really likes to make cookies and cakes and pies? Some ideas there, and actually some things that are on my own personal wish list, are some really good quality cookie sheets and muffin tins. And also don't forget about measuring cups and spoons. I actually have measuring cups on my to-buy list because for some reason I don't have a 1/3 measuring cup. I don't know how it happens, but one cup from the measuring cup set or from the measuring spoon set seems to go missing, and then I have to buy a new set. So it's not always a bad idea to gift somebody an extra set. And don't forget that dry measuring cups and wet measuring cups are two separate things. These are for measuring dry ingredients. These are for measuring wet ingredients, and I highly recommend a good quality glass set of wet measuring cups because they can go in the microwave and the dishwasher. They hold up a lot better than the plastic ones. And if you want to jazz up that really practical gift for the baker in your family, you can add a really cute cookbook like this one, What's New Cupcake. This just gives some tutorials for making really cute cupcakes. You could even add maybe a couple of cake mixes or baking mixes or really fun sprinkles or accessories for their baking. Just an idea to personalize the gift a little bit more and make it even more fun to open up on Christmas. And speaking of cookbooks, I know that in this digital age, we can find just about anything on the internet, on Pinterest, on websites, on cooking blogs, on YouTube channels, but sometimes it's nice to still hold an actual cookbook in your hand and look at the pictures and read the stories and get the step-by-step guidance that comes along with just a good old classic hardbound or spiral bound cookbook. Yes, I do own all 3 Pioneer Woman cookbooks. I get asked about these a lot because that one is always in the background. I just think it looks really pretty in the background, but I have made several recipes. Ree Drummond is from around my area. I like to say she's my neighbor because she's about an hour away over in Pawhuska, and her style of cooking is just very similar to what we like in my family. But there are cookbooks for just about everybody in your life. The person who's following keto, the person who's vegan, who's vegetarian, the person who doesn't like to cook and needs really simple recipes. In fact, one of my very favorite cookbooks that I used all the time when I was first married was a 5-ingredient cookbook. So I'll leave a few of my favorites linked in the description box, but feel free to have a look around and see what you can find for that person in your life. And as I suggested with other gift ideas, you could personalize this by actually getting the ingredients for one of those recipes, maybe putting it in a nice reusable grocery bag along with the cookbook so that they can actually get started right away making something from that cookbook. By the way, if you are looking for ideas for homemade gifts like baking mixes or spice mixes, things that you can actually prepare in your own kitchen that are practical but still personal and fun, I'm going to do a video, or I plan to do a video specifically about those things that you'll be seeing here in Vlogmas at some point. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you've clicked that little bell so that you're getting notifications for when new videos go up, because I have lots of fun content that I would like to put up here on this channel and on my vlogging channel during Vlogmas. One of the things that I am hoping to get for Christmas, and I've kind of put a bug in Santa Claus's ear about this, is a cheese grater, the kind that you put on your countertop and it's like a rotary cheese grater. I could really use one of those because all I have is this little bitty hand one that you hold in your hand. I can't even show you because it's dirty. It's in the sink and I haven't washed it yet, but I use it all the time. And I like to grate my own cheese just because I think it tastes better and it melts better in a lot of the recipes that I use. So I'm really hoping I get one of those little like rotary ones, you know? All right, you guys, I hope that gives you some ideas. Do you have any other great ideas for kitchen gadget gifts for friends and family? Or what are you hoping to get? What's on your Christmas list this year? As I said, I will be sure to leave any links for items that I've suggested that I can come up with in the description box below, and I will be sure to check in again with another video very soon.